Oh, we got a visitor.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
That's a lot of pictures.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
9 more! Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, welcome back to The Roottrees Are Dead. Now last time I had to stop for the night because I was getting a little bit too sleepy to focus. But we're back and I'm excited to continue digging into the Roottree family tree. So let's get started. The root trees are loading, and it's kind of funny actually. I highly doubt, or I hope, the root trees themselves aren't loading. I keep getting out of focus. There. Okay, much better. Oh, cool. I didn't even know that we could look at this sort of thing. Nothing to really... Nope. Nothing to really click. Oh, wait. I can look at this, but it doesn't look like there's anything to actually click. It is just an interest screen, I guess. Okay. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It's a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could really use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. CM. Interesting. Oh, you know what? Well, I'll do this. But I need to get those photos from the last as well. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water-damaged picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you well from Paris, Gwen and the boys. Did Gwen have 2 children? Wait. Oh, she did. And they are both boys, so they are most certainly not LaRue's. I don't know why I even had that there. I'm still confused. If she was married to Wild Bill Williams, I don't see that anywhere. So that's interesting. Sorry about the rattling in the background, by the way. My cat has a new toy, and I foolishly gave it to them right before I started streaming. So, they're in the background. So that's definitely an extra photo of Gwen. I have pictures of the boys. Oh, wait, did I not? What? Is it limiting me to women since I have a female name selected? What about if I do that? Oh, it is? That's interesting. So that's one of the boys. And I'll just select a stereotypically male name. Oh. I thought that said John. Okay, so we've got the two. Those are not the right names. Alright. And going backwards a little bit, I want to grab those pictures and there we go. So Stephanie Jones is married to CM. A Shiva candle. This photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job could be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl carried on for him after taking over. As for myself, it's impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie." Aw, that's sweet. So Debbie and Nicole were married to Ernie. Well, Debbie was married to Ernie. Nicole certainly was not. I wonder if this is Ernie. Wait, Ernest Madsen is... Did I place that as one of the... Yeah, I did, okay. Oh. Ernest Madsen and Ernest Madsen Jr., so there had to have been two children, since they had Nicole. Wow. Who got married 3 times? Goodness. Interesting. So is this Ernie, I wonder? Let's just put this in. So Nicole Madsen, Ernest Madsen, that does check actually. And then of course we have Ernie Jr. And we have Debbie, Deborah, Bean. He was a president, briefly. I think he was the 4th president. I don't know, I'm not quite sure about this actually. Maybe this is it because there's a picture here. And I do have a picture of Debbie. So maybe this is it. Maybe they had a third child that I just don't know about. So it would be Nicole. So what other Madsen do we have? We have Ernest and Gwyneth. Okay. So this might be it. This would be Nicole. I don't have any pictures of these two though, and I don't have a picture of Ernest. But he would have been the 4th president. So let's just leave that as is. I don't know anything about these guys. But didn't they say something about Ernie being an architect? Could it have been Ernest Jr.? Maybe so. Okay, that might work. All right. Sorry, my cat is in the way of my microphone. I doubt you'll be able to hear me quite well. I still don't know who Carl Roottree's father was. I'm not quite sure. Let's continue looking. I did grab all of these though. Pop had it framed. Lauren's father had it framed. That's him on the left. Handsome blonde fella. Let's go to Lauren and start filling in the pictures. There he is. Okay. He might have been the 3rd president, actually. But I'm not very sure about that. So, I'm sorry, who else was here? Okay. Eli, it was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Okay. So was Elias Roottree not Carl's grandfather? I'm not quite sure. But let's put architect. But also she called him Pops. Why would she call him Eli Jr.? Maybe one of her siblings was Eli Jr. Maybe Carl's father was Eli. No, because they were the next generation. Okay, so this is definitely Miracle. I think I'm worrying too much about this one. I need to go look at something else. That is so many people. That is so many people. Oh my goodness. Okay. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it just says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Okay. Ernie Jr. being in the Free Spirits would be in the youngest generation. That checks out. So they're all in that generation, except for Miracle. I'm not sure who in here is Miracle, though, to be perfectly honest. Oh, wait, that's Eli, because he has a name tag on. Okay, so that's something. Eli Jr. was a free spirit. I don't know if I have his name filled out yet. Maybe I... Is this him? Wait, I'm using that name somewhere. Where am I using it? Oh. Well, that can't be right. That definitely can't be right then. Eli Jr. is far more likely to be down here. Wait, there are these two. There are so many Eliases? Oh my goodness. I need... How many? Oh, I don't need 3 more. Clancy is also in this generation. I think I just don't have enough information. She just does not look happy at all. Okay, and they said Carl's the teenager in the middle. So that is another picture of our father. Not our father, we're not the Rootrees. Sorry. No, that's Eli. No, that's the wrong picture. This is it. Okay. Huh. Eli M is in the picture, so Eli M is the architect. Say Elias M, architect. What else has been added here? Okay, so this is just an updated summary of expectations. He looked like Pop did in the old one. It's gotta be him. Yeah, it's definitely gotta be him. Okay, so Eli was one of Lauren's siblings. I'm so confused. Oh wait, no. I'm a dumb person. Pardon me. Okay, so these should be... Maybe this is Elias C. Since he looked just like Pop. That would make him this one. Yeah, for sure. I could see that resemblance, actually. So these are her brothers. I'm just not sure of their names quite yet. So let me just pick... Oh, wait. I don't think I... Did I collect all of their names? I might have missed one. No, I didn't. Okay, so this is Lauren. And her 3 brothers. Oh, okay, the young one. Actually, the young one does look quite a bit like Carl. I could see a resemblance there. Those names are very wrong, but, you know, it's not the worst. It's something to start with. Okay, so let's see who do we have not used in the Roottree family tree. Could that be Jack? November. Wait. On the back of the picture it was written November. Okay. Is this November, I wonder? This looks like him. Just later. So that's in the 70s. This was taken in the... It doesn't quite say. So who's this? It doesn't really say. Okay, I think the best... And Clark is her son. So, this was Lauren. She said Clark got married and far too young. So Clark Rafferty? He got married and far too young. Danielle isn't much older. So we're looking for a Danielle. Okay, must be Danielle Franks. Free Spirit. They're all musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one with any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. No, Clark must be one of the brother's children then. No, can't be this one. Clancy was one of her siblings, so let's just go ahead. Oh no. Where are those names currently? Oh, they're way over here. Pops forced Clancy to send him, so it has to be one of these. But Clark Rafferty fits, so maybe that is her child. Was he a soldier, I wonder? No. The only one with any discipline is Carl, but that's Carl. Not Clark. Clark is getting married too young. Pops forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So Carl, this may be Carl. Wait, is there not... Is there not a Carl in here? Well, that's interesting. Then who is Carl? Interesting. Okay, so one of her brothers, it sounds like, married a black woman because they keep referencing bringing home someone it would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere but Pennsylvania, anywhere south of Pennsylvania. That kind of references interracial marriage being outlawed back then. Edward was the person. Okay. In which case... That's a little bit confusing. Oh, well, you know what? Okay. I think this is Suzanne. Am I misremembering that name? Where? Stephanie. I am misremembering it. Okay, so I think this is Stephanie Jones. And she was either Stephanie Cattrall or Stephanie Landon. So this would have been Edward. This might be Stephanie. Although I'm not quite sure how they would have gotten that last name. Let's just go with Cattrall for now. This is definitely not correct. And Stephanie is married, so that can't be her. Because this should have a married to note. Clancy was Carl's father. Okay, so this must be one of these two. Most likely Clancy Jr. But then Clancy has to be at least one of these. But why would you name... Okay, wait. So if this is Clancy Jr., this is Clancy Edward. There we go. He is not an architect. I'm not quite sure what he was. I still don't know who he was either. Actually, this could be switched, but these two really look alike. Okay, let's go through this again. I feel like I must have missed something. Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side, so we know we got that right. Her mother's family was called the Cosells, but she never mentions them. Her father was head lawyer, and that actually does fit with what I had thought the first time I played this game. I thought he was Clancy Edward. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness, and Aunt Margot... She had an Aunt Margot. So that's her. Wait. This must be Margot, because she was talking about Margot and Gwyn both being blonde. So this is her. Do they say anything about what she does? I wonder if Gwyn was married to Harrison Lane. Oh, she's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife. So, she must have been a housewife. So, is there a Harrison Lane? No. Oh, I still don't know who Gwen married. Her grandfather Elias announced he would step down. Architects, preachers, and lawyers were the Five Pieces generation. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. So he must have been either he was the architect, or one of them were. But then somebody had to be a preacher. This is a little bit confusing. Wasn't there something about his firstborn daughter? Oh gosh, where did I read that? Ernie Jr. was a former president, and he was Carl's mentor. Well, let's look up Five Pieces. From marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that Five Pieces are the iconic candy sold by the Roottree Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. Five Pieces are small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that since the late 20s have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf, although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a Five Pieces advertisement scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Okay, let's copy that. Charles Lee. So, Charles. Oh. And History of Candy. It's about all things candy. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. Okay, so before I move on to that, I kind of want to finish going through Lauren's diary again. So, Pop argued at length that the company should stay within our branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn Five-Piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very particular views to his bloodline. Ah! The only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Alright, so I have this picture of Zach, and he must have been the second president. That should be it. Although I'm still not quite sure. Wait, their names can't both be Morden. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. The rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. Uncle Junior got married to Patsy. So her uncle, one of these guys, got married to somebody named Patsy. So it's got to be Elias Jr. I'm just not quite sure if it's the left or the right. We will put this here for right now. And this would be Patsy. Would that be Patricia Christensen or Patricia Jones? Oh, I'm not quite sure about that. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Okay, so Miracle's youngest is Eli. I put oh! So that can't be Miracle. Because they said Miracle's youngest. So this has to be Miracle. Miracle's youngest, Eli. So Elias Jr. has to be here. I mean, he could be here too. I'm just not quite sure about that. And these can't be right because they don't have the same last name and they did remain married, so... So this has to be Miracle Jr. And this has to be Miracle the Third. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but... Okay. And Miracle Jr. was one of the notable root trees. So this does line up. Let's check the last one and then I'll be good. Clark's getting married. Okay, so Clark is in this generation. No. Clark is in this generation. He got married to Danielle. Okay, I'm just gonna look up. I'm gonna go with the notable root trees. After I look at this, I found an advertisement. It's from 1928. Flower flavors are inspired by their children. Grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry. That would actually line up with Miracle being right here because he was the youngest. I don't know what he is, though, professionally. He's not a preacher, is he? He is! Miracle is a preacher. I have no idea who is correct either. Okay. Miracle, Margolite, and Clancy Edward. Okay. And a lot of pictures. Okay. So I've got at least 3 more. That does make things a bit easier. I'm still a little bit confused how she kept the name. And who is Elias Jr.? That would be somebody in the older picture. There we go. So one of these is Elias Jr. Oh, it quite literally can only be him. Okay. I I feel a little bit silly. It was quite obvious there that there were 2 women in the 5 pieces. But that just went completely over my head. I don't know what Elias Jr. was. So is November that child? And if so, is Suzanne the daughter of that child? Okay, no. Okay, so we're just gonna go back to notable Roottrees. Miracle Jr. Okay. So... Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who's part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. Oh. Yikes. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in a disguise. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States where he was not well known before the scandal. Oh, well that would have helped. That would have helped, figure out... Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. That's a hell of a story. Okay, so Deborah Bean? Wait. Where did I use that? I wonder how? Oh, wait, no. Miracle. Why did I think Debbie? It was Edith. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I wonder, can we... Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, no, they're just not locked. Okay. Oh, no, Miracle Jr. was a preacher as well. So his father was a preacher. I don't know who his mother was. I think that was just a placeholder. But Miracle's wife was Edith. Miracle Jr.'s wife was Edith. Okay. Let's see what else we can find on Miracle Jr., I guess. Clergy Watch maybe has more information. Expose. Fraud. Oh. Okay. Well, that didn't give me any more. Maybe there's something under arrest? No, okay. I think that's most likely the information I'm going to get. So, oh, wait. Where was it? Ha! Isn't this Miracle Jr.? Miracle the Third, I should say. This should be Miracle the Third. He's an itty-bitty child. I assume his occupation is not child. I'm not quite sure what it could be, though. Let's start just searching, I suppose. Oh, interesting. You find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottrees Estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottree. Miracle Roottree arrived so late in his mother's life the doctor swore he wouldn't survive the first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of the Lord coming to a town near you. Well then. Okay. This is Miracle the Third, who is a pastor. Okay. So this is Miracle Roottree the Second, Miracle Roottree the Third, whose wife is named Nicole. This man looks very shiny, is all I can say. And his wife's name was Nicole. I assume Smith. So, is there nothing about Miracle Roottree's other son? Or daughter? So I think we've pretty much got this for right now. Let's try to look up Clark. He looks like he had quite a messy romantic past. Oh! A few fan sites for the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention that he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. They mention an album called These Times. Okay, so Clark Rafferty was a musician. So this person must want to be an artist because Lauren said the next generation all wanted to be artists or musicians. Except for Carl. We just need to figure out who Clark is in these pictures. Oh, there we go. These Times is an old single from folk group C&J plus J&D. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track thanks to a collector of the Jim and Roottree memorabilia. The website also lists the song's credits as music plus lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree, backup vocals by the LaRues. C&J plus J&D. So Jim and Diamond, Clark and not Danielle. The lyrics contain no clues, so I'm not going to go into it. Let's listen to it, though.
Life is life, love shall be. Me for you, and you for me. Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years, all paths diverge. Rivers rambling, onward surge. One source behind old memories. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder.
Must be something wrong here.
What could be rose tinted by youth's memory? So act as though these times ain't fleeting. Love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now, ignore fate's destiny.
Is this?
Two roads to cross, one's at this tree. Someday these times will all
I'm not
be
quite
over.
sure. Backup vocals by the LaRues, so it has to be two LaRues. Huh. Let's look up Kim LaRue. Oh, wait, actually, I didn't read the full thing. Someone with the username DieHard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. You can't find anything else about DieHard Dazzler, the band, or the single, so all that's left to do is add the scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Okay, so that is a picture of Diamond. Who? There was another LaRue that said, I don't want to talk about my sister.
These times are ours for free.
I guess that was Diamond's sister then. I think this is probably a red herring. Let's see, can I look up Roottree Architect, I wonder? There was something in the diary about the architect. Okay. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Okay, so where is the information? Oh, wait. She was in Starlet. I didn't look that up. Gwen Roottree. Ha! Gwen Roottree was often in Starlet. Most mentions were about the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. Okay. So she did divorce him. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced that she was pregnant again. Others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There's also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But the Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlit exclusive about us. Wild Bill have a child on the way, and we're sticking to Roottree for the last name, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation. Okay. Oh. RR. They're sticking to alliteration. Which means one of these guys has Roottree starting with an R. So it's Robert or Ronald. Let's just fill in both of these just in case. Let's see. Robert Roottree. So we've pretty much got the miracles. Oh, he's also a preacher, actually. Oh, there we go. 12 of 50. This is going to take a heck of a lot longer than I expected it to, that's for sure. All right.
You're listening to WRTT.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s. Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
So the lady who's coming by and giving us these things is just stealing them from the office. She's not working with anyone. She's just straight stealing them. Oh my goodness. Okay. WRTD is what they had just said.